Well, good morning and welcome to day number 4 of the Cheongju 2018 World Shooting Parasport Championships here in South Korea. One final for you today. It's the R6 event, which is the 50-meter rifle prone mixed SH1 final. Once again, my name's Alan March. A pleasure to be here with you as we take a look at our finalists. The first in this list is Great Britain's Matt Skellen, a gold medal winner from 2008. Newcomer to finals action is Sweden's Anna Norman. 2 from Great Britain in this final. This is Lorraine Lambert. 2 ladies next to each other in firing points B and C. Alongside them, well, the current world ranked number 1 gold medal winner from London 2012, Abdullah Sultan Alayani from the UAE. Ukraine's Andrei Doroshenko in position E. Trying to stay in position, all of the athletes in this prone event. The singular entry from Korea into the final, Ju Song-chul. They actually missed out on a team event as well. I think they fancied they'd go a little better in this competition, but not to be. Also, just the one competitor from China as well, who also missed out on a team medal, Dong Chao, the gold medalist in the 10-meter standing SH1 from Rio. And then the wonderful Veronika Varovičová from Slovakia, ranked number 2. She's actually shooting from point R2, and that's due to a small technical error in firing point H this morning. So don't be perturbed by the little gap between Dong Chao and Veronika Varovičová. So this is the man that most fancy to take this title, but it hasn't always gone that way here in these World Championships. Yesterday was true to form. Both Paralympic champions became world champions in yesterday's action. We saw Doroshenko up in the stands supporting his compatriot Irina Liaku, who couldn't overcome Saray Javanmadi in the 10-meter air pistol women's event yesterday. Great finish to that event. This is the first British female we've seen in a final. We had Cockbill a little bit earlier in the week, but here we've got Matt Skellen in A, and that was Lorraine Lambert, the first British female to reach a final here at these World Championships. But of the 3 females in this mixed final, this lady would surely be the favourite to go furthest, but having had to settle for a silver earlier in the week in the 10-meter air rifle, didn't look too amused at not retaining her title that she won in Rio in the Paralympics. She couldn't become world champion as well, so Varovičová might be here with a point to prove here in this 50-meter rifle event. So again, 5 shots in succession, and we'll take a moment to look at all of the scores. If you want to follow the action, it's very easy to do, whether you're watching this on Facebook or on the YouTube page for the Paralympic.org website. 30-year-old Doroshenko from Odessa in Ukraine. Steady 10s so far. You see the pellets just down to his right side loading up. A couple of shakes of the head from Matt Skellen there, and the Brit not overly happy with what he's achieved so far in this opening section. Although visibly it doesn't look too bad. Some wayward shooting from Dong Chiao. And one of Doroshenko's is quite away from where he'd wanted as well. So it's Dong Chiao in point G, just 32. Comes from Zigon. And it is Dong Chiao who's at the bottom by a little distance as well. Well, Matt Skellen had a few shakes of the head. He finished with a 10-6, and that might have been the reason for his little upset there. Perhaps feeling that he should have had more in that sort of range. Lorraine Lambert and Hannah Norman in positions B and C, respectively, leading the charge so far. Norman competing at her first major event, 4th in the World Cup at Al Ain. Well, if you didn't know she was from Sweden, the attire gives it away. Swedish hat, Swedish coloured gun, Sweden flag on the arm. Anna Norman very much competing for Sweden here. Has started very, very well. All of these are in the 10s again. If you want to keep up with all of the action away from the live stream, even maybe taking the highlights, you can go to the Twitter page, which is at Shooting Para. You can follow them, follow all of the action, as I say, including some exclusive content to the Twitter page as well. So at Shooting Para, if you want to send us a message on Twitter, please do get involved. And the hashtag for the event is, of course, hashtag Cheongju 2018. Another shake of the head from Matt Skellen, the 33-year-old from Peterborough in England. Not necessarily chuffed, as they say, but 51-3 in this last set of 5. So he sits and waits. This is Vadovichova on the near side. Her shots look exceptionally accurate. Pretty much in the same place. Anna Norman is off to a great start. Got 10-8 with the last shot. Just waiting for the official results to come through.
Now, after the 2 5-shot series, the following 14 single shots will be fired on command. After every 2 single shots, the lowest ranking finalist will be eliminated.
For the next competition shot, low. Start.
So Norman continues to lead as they go into singular shots. Here she is. Takes a look at the scoreboard to her right.
That was a high score from Doroshenko again with 10.8 points.
So another great from Norman. 10-1 in that 10th shot was what we were trying to bring you. Lambert, 10-8. These two are going very well. Aliani, the world number 1, on 113.3, and then there's a little bit of a gap building already. Matt Skelton is the best of the rest. Skelton in behind on 112.5. Well, we start to think about losing some of our athletes as we go through the rounds now. And China's Dong Chao. Consistently in the 10s in his final few shots. What can he come up with here? As he looks on. 10-1 for Dong Chao. So 120.9 Dong Chao. So our first exit from competition is indeed the only athlete from China representing, a gold medalist in the 10-meter standing in Rio. His efforts over 50 meters in the prone position only get him an 8th place finish here at these World Championships. Now, Paralympic has 2 more shots to try and stay in the competition as well. 6th place finish in Rio in this competition. From Trnava in Slovakia.
Now after the shots, we currently have the lead of Norman still again with 130.
Radovicová with a 10.5. That might be very helpful, but Doroshenko with a 10.7. These two fighting it out to stay in here. Lambert has dropped all the way down to 4th in these final few shots. Still going well for Anna Norman, but these are the two right at the bottom end. Just 0.3 between them then. 10.7 in his final shot. Doroshenko done himself a real favour. Waiting for Doroshenko, who has gone to 143.2, and that means we've lost the Slovakian on the right side of your picture. Here she is. Time to pack away the gun for the day. Well, she was ranked 2nd in the world at the moment. Those rankings are on a 12-month rolling scheme. As we take a look at the official standings, so Doroshenko is just 0.1 behind Matt Skellen, so that'll be an interesting tussle as now Lambert and Skellen are in 5th and 4th. Norman still leading here, fully 1 point away from the world number 1, Alayani. Are we in for a big upset? Anna Norman going really well. Yeah. Skellen, gold medalist, the European Championships of 2013, a gold medalist in Beijing in 2008 before the reshuffle and format of the sport. 3rd in London. Loved every minute of picking up a medal in front of a home crowd. Only managed a 7th place finish in Rio, so a better place finish here at the World Championships will be a delight for him. Doroshenko trying to stay in this competition as well now. And Doroshenko has gone 10.5, Skellen's gone 10.4, and the pressure is now back onto Lorraine Lambert, who was 2nd in the early stages here, but has dropped to a 9.9 and 9.6, surrounded by a 10.4 and a 10.2, but it means that it's the battle between 3 of them at the bottom, really. Both the Brits in danger, and the Ukraine is in the mix as well. Well, here's Lorraine Lambert, a 45-year-old from Portsmouth on the right side, the 33-year-old from Peterborough on the left side. The pair of them looking to outshoot Andrei Doroshenko with this final shot. 153.7, 153.5.
After the 16th shot, we have the
And it looks like Lambert is the one to go. Doroshenko is also on 163.7 like Skellen, who just has a sigh of relief here, but disappointment for Lambert. Good early form in this competition. But it is Lambert who leads the way, so we're down to just one female. And then there were 5.
For the next competition shot, low.
Anna Norman, 166.6. She's still 0.9 ahead of the rest of the field here. Skellen and Doroshenko battling it out. Yu Song-chul quietly progressing through the competition in position F. The guy from Pucheon. It's his first major final.
We are seeing an incredible remarks from Doroshenko with 10.8 points. And currently in the lead is still Norman from Sweden with
And Song-chul at the moment in third position. Skellen, that is a real disappointment for him. 9-9 and then a 10-8 from Doroshenko, who starts to close the gap on Yu Song-chul. Aliani is now just 0.7 behind Anna Norman. He's closing the gap all the time on the Swede, who, well, in a first big competition might start to feel the nerves. And once you start breathing heavier, you get the emotions get the better of you, that all of a sudden holding that rifle becomes a lot harder. It feels a lot heavier. And holding it straight becomes a lot more difficult. You can see the disappointment from Matt Skellen there. Needed something amazing in his final shot, and he's just thrown his hand in the air. Doroshenko hit 10-8 last time out.
after the 18th shot, we have the 5th place of the
And it's an exit for the second Brit in this final. Matt Skellen finishes on a 9.997. He'll feel really disappointed about that. Just couldn't find the level of accuracy needed to compete high enough in this final. 9.997 means an exit for the Peterborough-born Matt Skellen. So, European champion of 2013 exits, leaving us with just one more to go before we know our 3 medal winners. Which one is going out here without a medal? This is always the heartbreak shot. Yu Song-chul had been progressing nicely. Finds himself down on 184.9. We're all in and around the 10s so far for Yu Song-chul. (42 years of age). He's been to various World Cups on the circuit since around 2015. Yu Song-chul just 0.4 ahead of Andrei Doroshenko now. Doroshenko closed that gap on shot 17 with a 10-8. But he now has a 0.4 difference. Can Korea get themselves another medal? Ukraine have a fair few silver and bronzes already racked up in team and individual events. Remember Korea coming away with 10 golds, 3 silvers and 4 bronze at the last World Championships. Crowd watching on intently. Both feeling the pressure. To a little wayward from Doroshenko, not so much from Yu Song-chul. And it will be Doroshenko from Ukraine that exits the competition at the heartbreak stage. No medal for him, and it leaves us with the final 3. These are the medal winners, but in what order? And the gap has now closed. We concentrate on the lead battle here. Alayani and Norman. 2:07.8 for the Swede. Alayani 2:07.6. Ju Sung-chul, you feel that bronze is all it's going to be at 2:05. There's far too much to do for him to close that back. But a 10-4 against a 10-1 from Alayani against Norman. That battle is on. Here's the current leader. She's been there for a long, long time in this competition. She now has to start to really control that breathing. Control the emotions will be the biggest problem. And oh, a little grimace from Norman. It's a 9-6. And Alayani capitalizes straight away. 2:17.6. All of a sudden, the world number one, the gold medalist from London, is top of the pile. Ju Sung-chul will probably go out with this next shot, a 9-4. It's looking like bronze for the Korean indeed. Well, a close eye on the battle for top. We know that Ju Sung-chul, barring a real big mistake from the Swede, will go out here. It's another good one from Alayani. And maybe the pressure on the young Swede is starting to tell here. 9-6 with the last shot. 228.1, 227.7. All of a sudden there is a 0.4 difference as expected though. Ju Sung-chul for Korea takes the bronze. It's another medal for the host nation. The 42-year-old has himself an individual medal to take back. So Anna Norman led for so long here, and you just see the 10-1-9-6. That was the moment that Alayani was allowed to get back into this. He'd been closing in and closing in. His accuracy really picking up over the final stages. And the crowd now starting to get into this with just 2 shots remaining. 2-8-1 plays 2-2-7-7. Any mistakes here? Oh, and it's a rye from Norman. A 9-8 against a 10-3, and that is pretty much game, set, and match in this competition. 238.4, a 0.9 difference now for Abdullah Sultan Alayani, and the 47-year-old looks like taking the world championship here. Norman has one final shot. How will she finish? Alayani fires first. It's not far off the centre. It's not a bad finish from the Swede either. But Abdullah celebrates. Delighted with his performance here in the 50-metre rifle mixed event. And it's gold for the UAE. It's gold for Abdullah Sultan Alayani. We went into this not knowing a great deal about Anna Norman, the Swede, very much in her very first major event. She came 4th in Al-Ain in the World Cup earlier in the year, which suggested that she'd found some form. I don't think anybody expected it to go this well, but Anna Norman, who led for large parts of this, finished with a 10-5 as well to close the gap. But the consistency and accuracy of this man, a former Olympian and a Paralympic champion as well, he is frighteningly good on his day. Norman delighted with the silver. And a little bit like the performance of the Ukrainian yesterday, Irina Liaku. It might be a little bit of a sit down later and a what if and only if situation. But there you go, a bronze medalist from Korea, Ju Sung-chul. Norman announced as the silver medal winner. But again, all about the accuracy and consistency of this man here. Abdullah Sultan Alayani finding the right form, closing down and putting the pressure on the young Swede, and he held his nerve to become the world champion here at the Cheongju 2018 World Shooting Parasport Championships. So more great action here in Cheongju. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you in just a couple of moments' time. We'll have the victory ceremony for the individual event and, of course, the team event that's done in qualifying as well. We'll be back in a moment. So welcome back to our coverage of the Cheongju 2018 World Shooting Parasport Championships. Another individual final has been and gone. Just the one event today, but it was another good event to show you here from South Korea. Victory ceremony coming up. The mixed 50-meter rifle prone SH1 competition. And out come the athletes and the victory ceremony party. Be introduced to the medal ceremony presenters in just a few moments' time. Introduced to the crowd, which was a bustling and noisy crowd here for our one event on day 4. SH1 athletes have an impairment in the lower limb or in the upper limb of their non-shooting arm. Pistol athletes have to be able to support the full weight. This was a rifle event, so we can go over and meet our bronze medal winner. One of the local winners we've had so far this week after winning the most medals in Germany as a team. They're still picking up medals at a good rate here in Cheongju. Korea's Ju Sung-chul finished in third, 2:23.1. His final round would have disappointed him, a 9.4, and he finished with an 8.7. But he had got as far as he could go. And to be fair, nobody else was matching the top two either. They were in a real league of their own, it has to be said. Well, we didn't know a great deal about this lady going into the event. A 4th place finish in Alain in the World Cup earlier this campaign. But Sweden's Anna Norman has really announced herself on the world stage. Her first major event, and she's come away with silver. And if it wasn't for a little more composure over the final few rounds, it could have been so different. A 9.6 and a 9.8 in her final 4 shots. Didn't help her as Alayani was closing down, but a delighted silver nonetheless. But this man here, champion in London at the Paralympics in 2012. It was a silver medal in Rio, but he's back at the top of the sport here over 50 metres with the rifle. Abdullah Sultan Alayani takes gold at 2:48.6. He was 0.6 clear of Anna Norman in the end, and he was just solid throughout the entire competition. Only 1 shot outside of the 10 zone. Phenomenal. It's gold for the UAE.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able for the national anthem of United Arab Emirates.
Well, Alayani is back being #1 in the world, a man who's used to being up there and about, well, London champion, silver in Rio, but he is the world champion here in South Korea. Again, just remarkable shooting throughout the course of that final. Just taking a look back at the scores, between Alayani and Anna Norman, they're 48 shots, only 4 of them were outside of the 10 score. Alayani only hitting one 9-point score, and that was his very first shot. After that, every time he visited the finals hall firing point, he hit a 10 or above. Phenomenal shooting. It's bronze for South Korea, it's silver for Sweden, but Abdullah Sultan Alayani is the world champion from the United Arab Emirates. It's gold for them here on day 4. Stay with the coverage here in Cheongju. We'll be back momentarily with the team event medal ceremony. The team event done in qualifying, and we'll have that ceremony in just a couple of moments. Well, back we come to our victory ceremonies then here in Cheongju. The World Shooting Parasport Championships has live finals. We bring you all of those from this finals hall, but team events are won in the qualifying stages. The top 3 from your nation during qualifying are added together, give you a total score. None of the finals scores are taken into account. And those top 3 scores, once they're added together, the highest, of course, wins the prizes. Interesting here that we've got Germany on the podium. Didn't make the final, but they did have 3 high-scoring shooters in the qualifying stages. So there's some smiling faces in the Germany team. A huge smile a moment ago there from the Ukraine team. Irina Shetnik delighted with herself as she made it onto the podium area.
Secretary General of Cheongju Sports Association for the Disabled.
The medal presenters being announced in the venue.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
And here on the right side of your screen are the bronze medal winning team. As mentioned, the combined score of 1837 wasn't enough for any of them to make it into the final, but the combined scores were pretty accurate between them. 6-10 for Elke Schilliger and Bernhard Fent, who will be on the right hand side of your screen, got a 6-13 too. Natasha Hiltrop in the middle there, coming in with a 6-13-7. 1837.8 means that Germany indeed take the bronze medal in the team event. I'm sure all three of these would have been disappointed at not quite making it into the final. It's a first medal of the Games for the nation that hosted the last World Championships in 2014. The next is in Australia, the next major event. Of course, thoughts on Tokyo for 2020 for all of these teams. Well, silver in the team event contains, of course, the man that has just won the individual event. There he is in the centre of that trio. Either side of him are Abdullah Saif Al-Yani and Saif Al-Noaimi. But it's the man in the middle, Abdullah Sultan Al-Yani, who has picked up 2 medals in a day, 1 gold in the individual, and now a silver with his teammates throughout that qualifying period. I think from a UAE perspective, there was a little disappointment that the other two didn't make it into the final as well. Abdullah Saif Al-Yani got a 6-11-2, and Saif Al-Noaimi coming in with a 6-10.8. But it's a second medal of the day at least. And that is the UAE collecting their second place. Well, they've been on the podium pretty much every day so far in this competition. They've had bronzes in the opening day. They got a silver yesterday as an individual event. But here, as a team event, Ukraine find themselves in the gold medal winning position. Andrei Doroshenko on the right side made it through to the final. Irina Shetnik also got a bronze earlier in the week on the left-hand side. And then the middle of that trio is Yuri Stoyev. And Stoyev getting a 6-13-9 during the qualifying period. 6-12-7 for Irina Shetnik and 6-18.2 for Andrei Doroshenko. Of course, missing out on a medal, though, on the individual event. But looks delighted with the gold. He's been sat in the stands watching all of his teammates when they've been competing as well. So, real team spirit for Ukraine. Their total score, 1844.8. And the team from Ukraine are the Team 50-metre rifle prone mixed SH1 winners.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, please congratulate your champions.
Well, a long anthem for the long hair of the Ukrainian team Well, at least for Irina Shetnik, it has to be said. Shetnik, Stoyev and Doroshenko are the team for Ukraine that have picked up a team gold here on day number 4. It's silver for the United Arab Emirates, and Germany on the right side of your screen picking up the bronze as well. Well, that concludes all of our action here on day number 4. Still plenty to come. Tomorrow is indeed Tuesday, which means we have 2 finals to come on Tuesday. So make sure you join us at around about 12 local time here from Cheongju. But from all of us here at the World Shooting Parasport Championships of 2018, it's goodbye.